Okay, you guys. I hope you watched the video I did about the prop firm hidden rules. I did one. I'll probably be doing more in the future, so you guys are understanding why sometimes you'll actually be doing well on the prop firm challenge and you still end up losing. Yesterday was a huge one that I learned about. That's why I did that video on that. Make sure to watch it. So let me go now into this particular video. I'm going to be going over the deadly news events that could be deadly to your trading account. So I'm going to go over the news events and then I'm going to do my normal chart markups on this video. Okay, so let's begin. As you can see, last week we had a very, very good week in the copycat service. As you can see here, we had 15 winners and all of these are closed trades. Keep in mind that we still have 3 open trades that are not closed out yet, but they are in profit. So that's the reason why you see blank spots here. I never count the blank spots. We did have 2 break evens, and as you can see, the losses were small. They were like 20 something pips here. And now where's the third one? There's a third one somewhere. Oh, 33. So basically, at the end of the week, we closed trades. We closed out 376 pips worth of closed trades. We have 15 winners, only 3 losses. Last week, we had an 83.33% win rate. And overall for the year, again, we have finally gotten past the initial turbulence of all those wars and stuff like that. So the markets are starting to stabilize back out. So our numbers are drastically climbed right back up. So we're still at 79.65% for the year as far as accuracy. Okay, so now let's get into Dr. Elvis numbers, and then I'm going straight into the news events in the chart. All right, so last week, this is what the numbers are for the signal side of the service. It was Dr. Elvis sent out 8 trades total, won 7 trades, and only lost 1 trade in the signal side of the service. And Ms. Jenny in the live session, she has done over 1 million pips last year combined since we started the service. They're now well over 1 million pips, and last week they did over 21,000 pips called live in a class session. That means that you can be there live while she's calling out the trades so that you can join in and take advantage of those trading sessions. So the good news is that they took those trades. It was 21,000 pips called and 21,000 pips closed last week. So they won all of those pips, 21,000 pips live in session. And so there you go. If you want to join our signal service, which combines both the live sessions and the signals from Dr. Elvis, so that is right here. Go to sign up at superezforex.com. All right, now let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of the news coming up for this week. It's going to be a big doozy of a week, so you want to make notes, and then after that, I'll get into this. All right, you guys. So instead of bringing over the whole thing with all that spreadsheet, I just clipped out the notes for this coming week. As you guys can see right here, AUD is coming out with their PMI numbers are late on Sunday, which is not normal. Normally, there's no news on Sunday, but the AUD is coming out with their manufacturing numbers with their PMI numbers, so that may cause a little jolt in the market on Sunday. And then Euro is coming out on Monday with their PMI numbers and unemployment numbers, the GDP, and you can take a screenshot of this. What I strongly suggest you guys do is before you take a trade, which is what I normally do, every once in a while I'll be sleepy or something and just happen to mess up, but for most part, every time before I take a trade, the first thing I do is look at what news is coming up on whatever setup I see, because quite often you will see a perfect setup and then you'll take the trade and then wonder why you lost the trade, because a few minutes after you took the trade, it spiked against you. I'm not sure if that ever happened to you, but it certainly has happened to me many times. And I realized it was because I took the trade and it was a perfect setup, but that's what they knew. They knew it was going to be a perfect setup that was going to bait a lot of people into taking that trade because they were setting it up for a news event and that thing shot and took out all those stops. Okay, they're vicious. Okay, so make sure to take a look at the news events before you take your trade. Okay, save you on a whole lot of losses. I guarantee you. Okay. All right, so here's the deal. So the euro is coming out with their PMI numbers. The pound or the GBP is coming out with their PMI numbers on Monday. The CAD is coming out PMI numbers, and USD is coming out with PMI numbers. What are PMI? Manufacturing numbers, okay? And that's what they basically are. They're just basically manufacturing numbers. So let me pull over a source that you can look it up, and that's my FX book. And you can see right here, there's tons of news, and I'm just getting started on it. There's lots of it. So you can see these are manufacturing numbers, the PMI manufacturing numbers, okay? That's basically what it is. All you need to know is hold up, swole up before you get toe up, okay? Hold up, swole up before you get toe up. Make sure that you're checking what news event is coming up before you take the trade. What I suggest you do, wait until this news is after, and then come in. And if there's still a good setup, take the trade. If not, at least you just avoided a big loss, okay? Now, here's the big one. USD is coming out with their PMI numbers, which is going to be very, very important. Their manufacturing numbers. Then on Tuesday, we have 3 different news announcements, which is the Euro's coming out with unemployment numbers again. In their other sector, you got this one, which is going to be big because it's presidential season. So therefore, because of that, the job numbers is a precursor to Friday's non-farm payroll. Okay, that's why this is now important. It kind of gives you a heads up on what's going to happen on Friday. Then you have the AUD coming out with their growth numbers, the gross domestic products. That means how well is their economy doing? Well, they judge it by the GDP. Okay, the gross domestic products. Are they growing or slowing? Okay, so this is something you might want to hold up, swole up for, so you won't get toe up. Don't take a trade before looking at this, or wait until this passes. It's like storms. Each of these are like mini storm clouds that can come in. And so you want to wait until after these are over before you jump in. Okay. The Euro's coming back out, another sector of theirs, because, you know, it's the European Union, several sectors. So another sector of it is coming out on Wednesday with the PMI numbers. All right. Now, this is going to be a huge one as well. Just like the job numbers on Wednesday, the ADP, which is a large company that handles a lot of employment data for large companies. So ADP is coming out and they're going to give a report on on what they see in the job market. And then they're also going to be reporting, the U.S. is going to be reporting their PMI numbers, okay? Their manufacturing numbers. Now, CAD is coming out with interest rates on Wednesday. So therefore, be very careful the day before and the day after. I'm sorry, not the day after, but the day before and the day of. I would avoid trading this, okay? Interest rates, I don't play around with those. I wait until after the news is over. Typically, there's a huge spike, an imbalance, and then I wait for it to balance back out before I hop in and look for an opportunity. Same thing with the Swiss is coming out with their unemployment numbers. Then you have Euro coming out with interest rate numbers, which is going to be huge. Make sure to pay attention to that. Trade after, not before. Then you got the jobless claims numbers. Look at how many times job numbers are being reported in the same week, NFP. Right here, JOLT, ADP, and the jobless claims, okay? Then you got the big kahuna on Friday, which is the non-farm payroll, but CAD is also coming out with their unemployment numbers and their production numbers, the PMI, okay? So CAD is coming out with unemployment numbers on Friday, so expect some jumping around on Friday with the CAD. So as you can see, pretty much the only one that doesn't have news is the JPY and the NZD, okay? JPY and NZD is the only two that just don't have any news this coming week. So, you know, we might look at the NZD, JPY, see where that direction that's going and hang with that one and that one only, okay? Be careful, okay? All right, now let me get into marking up my charts or taking a look at the charts and see what happened last week and my anticipation of what may happen due to up and coming news, all right? So let's get started on. Okay, guys, I'm going to try to zip through this pretty quickly, as you can see here, and I like to start on the 4-hour charts. Right here, just a nice bounce off the rails, just like if you were playing shooting pool, you had to drop, bounce off the rails, and then it went back up. If you look at it from the 15-minute standpoint, you'll see that it created a higher low, as you can see here. So this may bounce back up and keep on going up, okay? Doing a nice pullback. Now, it could all come all the way down and retest to this bottom here. So if it doesn't create right here some level of support, which I'll be waiting for my docs to come in. Here's the low. If there's a higher low, then this might be a good opportunity to take this thing on to the upside, okay? As it needs to come back up. It has a hard slant pattern here. It could come back up, all right? AUD, I don't know. I'm not going to fool with this. AUD CAD. CAD has news and AUD has news, so I'm not going to touch this. Plus, it's given a sideways market look, so nothing much that I see. It's just ranging, but I will say this. If I was to put a trade, I would put a trade right above here and right above here, because either it's going to pop and retest this high, in my opinion. It could come up here and retest this level here, or it could break through the bottom and come down through that box right there. Okay, it could come through this box, because that's what consolidation does. It has to go somewhere. So right now it's consolidating. But since this has started to consolidate to the downside, now it's just bouncing around, which typically means it's also waiting for the news events to come through to dictate which direction. But when it come out of this box, it's either going to break through here Okay. It's either going to break through this bottom here, or it's going to break through this top here and try to retest this top, or it's going to drop and it could come somewhere down to here in this range right here. Okay. That's what I see. And since it's already started its downward descent, this M pattern on the 4 hour, that was the highest point. Okay. So that's what I see. Okay. All right. Let's keep it going. AUD, I'm not fooling with it at all because of news coming up on the AUD and the USD each one of the days this week. I'm not fooling with it. I don't have nothing to do with that. Okay. You guys who are more bold than me, go ahead and do your thing. But for me, I'm leaving it alone. AUD, NZD. Okay. NZD doesn't have any scheduled news, but AUD does. So again, this looks like from the 1 hour time frame that this thing could go down, could possibly retest the bottom, but it has created the higher low, which is what I'm talking about. Here's a low. This is a low point, but you can see how my sexy analyst, if you don't have that, you are doing yourself a great disservice. Notice how as I'm clicking through each one of these charts, the sexy analyst or the analyst is automatically adjusting the Fibonacci levels. It's automatically adjusting the support and resistance levels. It's automatically adjusting the trend levels. Everything that's done for me just like that in seconds. So it's not me sitting up here marking up my charts. I've been done with that since I created this system, thank God. So within seconds, it automatically will adjust to what I need to see. So even on the 4 hour, it looks like this has went in a strong descent and now the higher low is created. On the 4 hour, you can see my arrow came in from simplicity saying that it needs to go up. So therefore, this could play around and go up. Good news is AUD NZD, it's not often that it deals with, let me rephrase that. AUD NZD is one of those pairs that news doesn't affect it that much. Okay. So I'm also hoping, and let's check that real quick since we're here. This is what I'm hoping for. I'm waiting for the AUD to create a upward pattern on the ocean wave because I trust it better on the ocean wave. See how smooth when it goes down? No matter what news event, it doesn't impact it. It keeps it going in the same direction. Okay. So if that's the case, I prefer to trade this one. And I told you guys, look at what happened on the upside. When it started going up, you can see it shoots up. These are pullbacks from news events, but it didn't break the rhythm of the direction of the trend on this. This one respects the trend very, very nicely. Ocean Wave said, okay, get out of it because it's going to be switching directions. So that's why the blue came in, which means it was going into a neutral direction, sideways pattern, consolidation turns into a downward pattern. That's what I was trying to explain to you guys over here. See, when this was in an uptrend, it was right, nice and smooth. This is AUD CAD. Now it's in a consolidatory pattern, which means change of direction. That's what it means to me. So therefore, I do believe that the AUD CAD is possibly going to head down, but there's no visible sign yet that I need to be touching it, which is what I was telling you guys on the other chart. Let's keep going. AUD JPY. I'm pretty good at this stuff. Thank God. All right. AUD JPY. Because of the JPY, which is one of the trades that I lost last week, realistically, I didn't lose it. I just chose to close it out early because I seen that it was doing a hard pullback, and I seen all of them were doing the same thing. The JPY pairs, all were doing the same thing. They were shooting up at the same time. And when that happens, see that when that happens, you don't know where it's going to stop because that means something politically motivated or economically in that country is impacting it out of the blue. There wasn't anything scheduled or anything like that. It just started shooting up really, really big. So that's the reason why I personally closed out that trade. And I was in NZD CAD. It had a very good setup right here, which you can see it finally finalized right here. I was actually correct. So my stop loss was up here. So it hadn't hit my stop. But I said, oh, I don't know whether this is going to stop and break through our stop and we take a loss. So basically, when I saw that it was right here where I entered, okay, right about here where I entered, somewhere around there. But when I saw that it broke through this level, I said, okay, that means it can continue to go up. Was I correct in my analysis? 100% I was correct. Here's this line. See how it turned resistance? See, it was respected here, but it broke through here, came back and retested this and treated it as now support, which means if it's treating it as support, it's going to bounce off of this and go up. Since it was due to news in the JPY country, why do I say that? Because all of them did the same thing at the same time. Therefore, something happened that I'm unaware of. All I do know is I'm following what they're telling me. Something is wrong and I want to be out. And that's the reason why I closed that trade. Okay. So there was a reason why, if you're in the copycat group. Other than that, I would have had a very, very good week. But, you know, the losses will take place, and sometimes just smartly closing it out, because this thing could have broke through the roof and I wouldn't have known what happened. Just like this one here. Here's an example of breaking through the roof. Okay, so if you were taking a trade, let's bring this back down. Okay, I don't use those huge spikes. So let's just use this level here. Okay, so this is an abnormal news event. Okay, so we don't worry about this over here, but let's use this right here. So you would say, okay, once you stop right here, this should show resistance, which is started to do right here. You say, okay, that's a good trade. Why? Because it's right here. I see resistance right there. So you would have been right. Let's stretch it out to the daily, and you'll see the same thing. Okay, so right here, let's go to weekly, see if we see anything. Okay, so basically at this level here, okay, we can see there was resistance right here, all the way across on the on the weekly. Then we had some resistance right here on the weekly as well. Okay, so going back here, you can see this would have been a great level to have entered. You can see the resistance right here. See, it broke through. It came back down. Candle stopped right there. Boom. Okay. Boom. 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 See, it's still respecting it. Even on this candle, it respected it. What happened afterwards? That news on the JPY came out and it blasted right on through. Okay. And I heard that the JPY, the Japan country, did infuse some money into stabilizing their currency, but apparently it's not working. So that's the reason why when the JPY started moving up, I can't say when you're going to stop. I was hoping it would stop at this level, and thank God it actually did. But who's to say it won't stop here? It could still continue through next week. So I don't trust it. So I just closed the trade, took a smaller loss than what we would have taken. Okay. Or let me rephrase that, a smaller drawdown than what we could have taken. That's the reason I closed it out. There's always a reason. Let's get back. All right. So we'll just keep it moving. All right. CAD Swiss. I don't see anything that I like. All right. Right here. This is CAD JPY. Again, I don't like it for trading, because there's something economically wrong going on. And since it has already showed that it has closed above this resistance level, see that level? Boom, boom, respect it, respect it. Over here, respect it, respect it. And then look what happened. A candle has now closed above the respected level. Because you have now closed above it, this could come up and be treated as support and bounce off and go up. Either way it goes, it has nothing to do with me. I don't want to have anything to do with it. Okay, that's the bottom line. Plus, CAD has interest rate news coming out this week, so I don't want to have any parts of it. All right, now Euro USD. See the big spikes in the news? This is what I'm talking about. Boy, these things was jumping like I don't know what. Okay, so you can see it was hitting levels, came all the way back up. Now this one did respect the level, came all the way up, and then made a major drop. Now, what do I see for next week? I have no idea, because Euro it's loaded full of news, and so is the USD. So guess what pair I'm not going to trade? Now, Dr. Elvis is better at this stuff than me with these USD pairs, but as for me, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I know my limits. All right, now we have Euro NZD. Euro NZD. Outside of the Euro news, I actually would have took this trade, because now it has hit a very good level of consolidation to the downside and has held at this support level. So be honest with you, I really would have taken this trade. I really would have. I definitely would have. Okay, would have. Notice what I said, past tense, would have. But because the NZD is coming out with so much news on it, any one of these bad news events could come out and make this thing drop like a rock through the bottom. So do I trust it? I see support. See, even on the daily, it's showing strong support at this level. So absolutely, any way, shape, or form, if it wasn't for the news, yo, Uncle P would definitely be in this trade. Okay, but because of that news, it got me fearful. Okay, so I don't know about that one, and we'll see. If some of that bad news passes by like a storm and is still sitting in this range, maybe I'll nibble on it, take a small position. Okay, let's keep going. All right, now this one, Euro Swiss, the CHF. Okay, this is, look at how this made a nice move to this downside. It could come down to support this level. Okay, let me mark that right here. Okay, it could come back down to support that level. You see what I'm saying? See, it will support right here, resistance over here, right there. Okay, so it could come down and respect this. See all this stuff right here, this cluttering? See, it's respecting. That's respected level. So it could come back down. It shot up off of this level. It shot up. Could come down to retest. It could bounce back up. Problem is, what did I just say many, many times? The Swiss even have news this week. The Euro has news this week. This thing could easily break through and come to a different level. It can come down to here. You see that? A lot of concern this week because of news. Outside of that, these are beautiful setups, but they're not beautiful with news. Okay. See right here? See how this candle closed below this level? The average daily range low? See how it closed? Now it could bounce up from here, but again, you have Euro and CAD news. Doozy, 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 woozy, woozy, woozy. Okay, all right. So nothing here, nothing to see here. We'll check in on the ocean wave. Let's check and see what the ocean is talking about on that one. Okay. I like the 30-minute charts, and you can see it's in the consolidatory pattern. So I don't take any trades when it's like that. I leave it alone. No telling what's going to happen with it. So it's too raggedy right now. So no, I don't see anything. All right, let's get to Euro EG. Okay, let's go to the daily. You can see it bounced off the daily support levels right down here. It did do that, but it's just bouncing around. Not much there for me to look at. Now we got this one, Euro JPY. It hit this level, respected it. It did respect it and started coming back down. This is normally would be me all day long if it wasn't for negative influences from JPY. From JPY land, this is me all day long. I would be in this, see that? All day long. I would be in that one. No brainer of a trade. This is one of those Mona Lisas. See, here's a high, here's a lower high. Everything was perfect. Even on the 15 minutes, you had your arrow, which I taught y'all the 415 strategy, 4-hour levels. Drop down to the 15-minute, look for your arrow, and there it was. It shot down, boom, 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 but it's still respecting. This is an all day long. Yes, I would take this trade. However, because of the JPY's weakness and Euro news coming up, let's check Ocean Wave, see what it's talking about. See, Ocean Wave says this thing may pop back up. You see that? It's giving me the Spongy Bob Squarehead. Just exactly what I meant, y'all. See? Look at that. Y'all see this? You see this? You see this? Which one would I prefer to respect? Man, Ocean Wave all day long. If it's going to be up on the news, I'm not telling you to take this trade. I'm just not telling you to take this trade, but I'm telling you this thing could go back up some more. I just told y'all that. And Ocean is saying the same thing. Okay. Yeah, this is starting to go down, but what I'll tell y'all every single time at the beginning of the week, typically, now there could be some exceptions, but typically the market likes to go back up into a trend. And since this has got so much uncertainty, it could go either way. It could drop or it can push through the high. Either way it goes, it's not a trusted trade that I want to take. Let's keep going. Now we have the same thing here. See, respect it, but look at this resistance level. It broke through and closed above it. Okay, closed above it. That's the key. Uncle P don't like it. Look at that. See? Retested the main wave on the 1 hour. No, I don't know. I don't know. Pound has news and the JPY been weak all last week. I don't know. I just don't know, people. Okay. GA. I don't see anything here that makes it looks delicious. Okay, and it's in consolidatory pattern here, but it is breaking low to the low side. Look it on the 15. It's starting to make that move to the DZ. What's the DZ? The downside. Okay, price action has closed completely below the main wave, which is now neutral, meaning change of direction. Let's go back, take a look here, and there we go. Same thing. Same thing, y'all. This thing could head back now. Okay, let's check it from the daily. Daily level is same. Yep, it could head down. Okay, either way it goes, I still don't feel it though. Okay, I don't feel it. I don't know, man. This week, I'm just telling y'all, I don't know. I don't know. I may not trade that hard in the paint this week. Last week, I was having a good time, but this week, I don't know. See, look at GU. I don't know. Anytime you say, I don't know, you're not sure, then just stick with what you know. Look at this. See, look at this. I don't know. I don't know. GN, let's see if that has something good. Nope. I think that it's going to come down and retest this bottom, and then it potentially could go back up. Potentially. Okay. As you can see, let me mark this up. Oops. I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. You see that? See what I'm saying? See? Boom. Higher low. So it is climbing higher. It could come down and retest and bounce up. But because of news, I don't know. Here's the good news about this one. This one has the GBP. The pound is coming out with news. How many times? On Monday. And on Monday, it only has... The pound only has one news event this week. NZD has no news event, so therefore this might be something we want to focus on. Okay, the GN. Okay, let's take a look at Ocean Wave because this is one that don't have much news this week. Okay, outside of just the manufacturing numbers. So let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour price action is below it. 30-minute price action is below it. 15-minute, I'm sure it's price action below it. The only thing I don't like is this slant pattern right here, which means that it could potentially pop up first. Slant patterns pop up, okay? So if that's the case, see, which is what's showing here. So it could come back down and retest it in and then bounce up. So I don't know. I keep that one on the radar because it has low news. Now, remember, CAD has news. Their manufacturing numbers is coming out, so there should be some spiking, but not a whole lot to change the trend. But the one that you should be paying attention to is interest rate news on Wednesday. So CAD, I'm cool with you until Wednesday, bro. After Wednesday, then we can fool around and talk. But in the meantime, I don't like you. Okay, now what could happen? This thing could go ahead and it's created a slant to the downside, so it could be looking for pop-ups along the way. Okay. See all this movement? I don't like all that, man. No, I'm good, bro. I ain't trying to cough up the bread, Fred. Put me in unnecessary drawdown. All right, so there we go on here. You see that W pattern? That means it could come back up and test the main wave. It's too far away from the main wave. As you can see, every time it gets too far from the main wave, it finds its way back to it. Then it bounces up, finds its way back to it, bounces up, finds its way back to it. This one dropped way too far, bounced its way up, then came right back down too hard, and I think it could come back up and test the main wave. And that's what I'm seeing here. It went too far from the main wave, so it could come back up and retest to the top. So if anything, I wouldn't be looking for a lot of selling, but it could be to come back down and retest this level, and then it could pop up. So we'll see how that goes. All right, G-Swiss. This thing felt like a freaking rock, and I'm so pissed at myself because I was actually in this trade, and I got out way too early because I didn't know it was going to go this far, and I left a lot of money on the table with this trade here. Golly, I'm upset with myself on this one. So let's take a look at this one. See that? This is one of those I was telling you that when you get into a trade, look at that. This is one, if you have the ocean wave system, you do want to have on your radar because G-Swiss is one of those, the CHF pairs, they work extremely well with the ocean wave system. They're horrible for reversals. That's why I didn't stay in it long because reversals have always been very, very bad with me because of the CHF itself. It's the sneaky pair. I told you guys for many years, this is the sneaky pair because it doesn't have a lot of news that comes out, but oftentimes during the week, it'll have big old gigantic moves happening and you don't even know what happened. So that's why I call it the sneaky pair. I've lost my trust in it. I don't have faith in it. So therefore, that's me. So when it created this, see, here's a high point, then shot back up, then it created a head and shoulders right here. Let me draw this across so you guys can see this. Okay, so here's a shoulder, head, and then another shoulder. When this was the opportunity to get in on that shoulder, I should have just held it because that's the highest point. That's a trusted pattern, a head and shoulders pattern. Once it create the other side of the shoulder, see, here's my head. See, head, shoulder, separate matching shoulder. So from there, if you take the head, which is the highest point, and then your left and right shoulder, those are the next highest points. From there, everything else goes down to the floor. So I should have held on to the straight, stupid me, okay? But again, I didn't trust it, so I took what I can and got out of there. What do I think may happen? I think this thing, I don't know, to be honest with you. I have no idea. Because this is setting up saying that it could still go down further. You see that flattening? That's the spongy bob square hit. I think this thing could dip down for a few extra pips and then set up possibly for a turnaround. But I don't know for sure. Okay, which is right here, what it's showing here. It could dip down. Let me go to this 1 hour. See that? I anticipate it could come down, but how much further? It may just stop right here. So is it really worth the risk of jumping into another trade just for about 15 to 20 pips? I don't know. That would be up to you. Okay. But I think it will go down first. Same thing with this one, okay? This one didn't give a head and shoulders pattern, but again, when is it going to stop going? Because see how much this then faked a lot of people out. A lot of people lost money because they thought, oh, it's going to stop and turn here. It did, but then it popped and kept on going. Then a little hesitation here. Oh, that's it. And then guess what? Boom, did it again. Boom, did it again and got them. See, that's the way that pair works. So I don't trust it. So I'm not going to give you a long analysis on that. I don't really care. NZDJPY, we already went over that. It has created the double top right here, but again, this thing could be dangerous. Why? Not because of NZD, but because of JPY being weak all week. Okay, they did infuse money into it, but who knows? Now, it currently looks like it could respect this level. If it respects this level, and let me pull it down, I still would like it because this is the two pairs that don't have news coming out on them, and that's the NZD and the JPY. So GN after it's a little news event, and then you have this pair here, which will, if it respects it, then I will take a small position on it, and hopefully it respects. If it does, then we may have the highest point. And if we do, which you can see on the daily, look at this from the daily standpoint, which is where I'm watching it. See on the daily how many times it tested this level? Okay, so it could respect this level. I'm hoping not to see something like this during the week where it just shoots out the blue because of AUD news impacting the NZD. So hopefully that will happen. But if it stays right here and contains itself, yeah, I'll probably take some small position on it. Okay, that's what I'll look to do. All right, let's keep it moving. NZD, USD. All right, here we go. This one, again, this is a USD pair, which is going to be fraught with news this coming week, so I don't really trust it. So not much for my opinion on that one. Here's this one from the Ocean Waves perspective. So Ocean Wave is saying what? That this thing could pop up and retest this level here. That's what it's showing here. So you can go ahead and do your thing. Me personally, I don't know. So I'm not going to fool with it. NZD CAD. NZD CAD has been in a consolidatory period right here. It's just been hanging around. That's just hanging. Okay. Let's take a look at Ocean Wave. NZD CAD. Let's go out to the 1 hour. Let's drop down to the 30. Go down to the 15. So from here, from the 15 minute, this is, see how this raggediness? That means change of direction, but it's been really choppy. Okay, had this big, huge move to the top, and now here, this looks like a head and shoulders here. It looks like it can go down. Okay, that don't make no sense to me. Okay, and you can see that it tested a level right here. Okay, came up to close to that level and then dropped. Let's go back to these charts here. So again, this one, if I was to do anything and it's consolidating, this looked like this is the top. As you can see from the daily, look at that. It's respected this one. See that from the daily? Let me make this line bigger so y'all can see it. Boy, man, I got to bring water in my mouth. You getting dry doing all this talking with y'all, going over these charts. All right, you can see this. See how many times it respected this level going back here? And this is going all the way back to where? July 14th. So ever since then, every time it comes up to this level, it gets stopped. Can't break through. So what do I think? I'm hoping, me personally, this is what I will do after the CAD news have passed. When is CAD coming out with news on Wednesday? Yeah, on Wednesday with PMI numbers. I'm not worried about that. It's Wednesday with the interest rate news. The interest rate news is what's going to bother me. That's going to make or break this pair. So it could come up and retest. I don't know. I'd rather wait until after the news is over on this one. Okay. See that box right here? Here's the box. Okay. And I'll shade it up for y'all so you can see. So it can do a breakout pattern either to the upside or to the downside. But since this seems to be the top, I am anticipating that if there was a breakout, it will break out to the downside. And with the CAD interest rate news, it could, if that's bad, it's going to break down real hard. And it could come down to this level here, or even down to this level here. Okay, either one of these. This would probably be its first stop from the box. So from the box to here, that'll be about 30 pips. I don't know if it's worth the risk. We'll see. All right. All right. USD Swiss, too much news coming out, so I'm not looking at the USD pairs. No way, shape, or form. Not interested. Not interested. This one I am. I would love to have taken this trade here. back to the upside. See that? See that slant pattern? It's getting ready to pop back up. So look at that support. Here's the higher low. Here's a low. Here's a higher low. Everything about it. If it wasn't for news, man, I'd be all, oh my goody goody two shoe, baby. Whew. Oh, goodness gracious. Look at that. But see, CAD is coming out with news, and so is USD. If it wasn't for those two, man, I'll be taking this all day long for a buy. Oh my gosh. See, low, higher low, double dipping, triple dipping. Man, oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. Yes, Jesus. That's a good setup. So at least I know what I'm looking for, but again, it's going to be influenced because of news, so I don't like it. I don't know. Y'all do what you want. Let's check it on Ocean Wave. Gee whiz, man. News is messing everything up. See all this? Yeah. And let me skip to these real quick. Oh my God. Oh, I love this. Oh my God. Let me check you. Wait a minute. Okay, you may come back up. I hope you do, but oh, you could go back down. I trust Ocean all day long before I trust any other system. I told you the Swiss pairs are the best ones to trade on it. Look at that. This is what I meant. Look at that. Boy, if I could have gotten in on that 15 way up here. See that slant pattern? That means this is probably going to come back down and retest, but probably just to there. I don't know if that's worth me taking the trade on it. Okay, and I'll finish up with the USD pairs. Just hold on. Let's take a look. See, AUD USD look like it can pop and retest this level. Okay. See if we see anything delicious. Okay. See, CHF pairs. I told you. Get the Ocean Wave and trade these CHF pairs. They'll change your life. Okay. They're slow moving, less noise, less impacted by news. And by the way, this happened because it was midweek reversal. Remember I told you midweek reversal? Start looking for a change of direction. Okay. All right. Let's keep looking. Nothing there. See, I don't see a lot. That's my point. See, here's another one. CHF. See how smooth? See how smooth? Oh my God. See that CAD news? That CAD. Okay. See all that spiking? And I called a nice one on the USD JPY last week for those who tuned into my video. See, I don't know, man. I really just don't know. See that smoothness? CHF. I think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open up a 200K account, and the only thing I'm going to trade on it is the JPY pairs and the Swiss pairs. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. Okay? Because when they move, they move. You feel me? Yeah, man. Oh, my God. Okay. Yep. See, look at that Swiss. See? Smooth. I think that's what I'm going to do. Open up a challenge account just for those only and see how well I can grow that account. Yep. Now, this is your US 30. That thing was so smooth as butter. And then they had that Friday news that came out and caused it to go way up. Okay. That's another smooth pair, the US 30. Okay. So, CHF, JPYs, and the US 30s. Okay. Look at that JPY on the 1 hour. Look at that. It changed your life, baby. See all these? Smooth runners. Smooth. They go on for a while. Okay? They don't have, even with news, they have small fluctuation. Look at this. This is the dragon. GBP JPY. NZD JPY. See? Retested that main wave and came back up. And I will ride this off the 1 hour time frame for less noise. Okay? Let's check the CHF, the shift, the CHF. Y'all call it shift. Chief, I heard all kind of names. It's the Swiss CHF. Okay. Let's take a look. Euro Swiss. See, smooth. Let's go down to the 30. I'll trade this off the 30 or the 15. Okay, either one of those. Wow, look at here. Wow. That's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna open an account just for those. Just for those. The JPYs and the CHF and the US 30. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to do that probably, give it a week or so, let this news pass. I won't do it this week, but that's what I think I might do. Let's take a look at gold, by the way. We're here. See, choppy. Okay. The gold, same thing with Ocean Wave. You do good with Ocean Wave. Okay. Some of you guys are struggling. You love trading gold, but this is part of the problem. All right, let's finish up. All right, so now see, here's the Swiss on trying to trade on a reversal system. It's hard to spot it. You see what I'm saying? But on Ocean Wave, it was butter smooth. Same way with the JPYs and stuff, okay? Here's the US 30. See that massive move. And I did have some trades on this. So big move to the top. Very nice catch. I'm hoping that now it pulls back down. Okay. I hope the profit taking is going to be taking place. Okay. That's what I'm hoping. If not, I'll give back some of the money I made on the upside. But either way it goes, that's what I'm anticipating, because they make that move. Especially, see that? See that? Oh my. That is the nice one for a sell, which I'm in a sell position on that on my personal portfolio. And it already started. Why? Because it shot up. That was a news event. Okay. See that? Now it's already heading in which way? A downtrend. I'm hoping the market will reopen, because I'm definitely looking to take this to the downside. Look at what Ocean Wave is saying. See? Well, I told you guys when it went too far away from the main wave, what it wanted to do, go right back and test the main wave, and that's what it did. That's what I'm expecting. And so therefore, now that you've broken above here, I know it went too far, too fast. So the next thing you're going to do is come back down in formation. So I want to take a sell on that one as well. Okay. And let's look at gold. Okay. And Ocean Wave called it. All right, you guys, this video went 11 minutes over my time on my Sunday videos. So hopefully this was helpful. Leave a comment below. Let me know if this was helpful.